Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yasmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia.
Hello, I'm Colin Robinson, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I play Ogvar, a ranger from Kessig.
Last episode, our team of 3 trudged uptown to deal with a very upmarket problem. The Ballentine estate's butler, Andrew, presented them to a graceless, greedy glutton of a lord with an appalling attitude, who rudely received them and dismissed them in short order. Their task was to grapple with a spot of gardening. A pleasant afternoon in a posh garden. What could be nicer? Or so they thought. Episode 20, Topiary Trouble. Yeah, this is what greets you. Topiary Guardians.
Okay.
Fun things.
I will say to Andrew, Andrew, taking this contract on, and we will endeavour to do our best, but maybe some equipment, because I don't think you would really want Cuin here to try and trim it with his flail.
Meanwhile, Elora's reached into her backpack and she's pulled out an apple.
An apple.
Yeah, and her dagger, and she's cut the apple in half, and she's just going to throw the apple onto the grass in front of one of the guardians.
Is that like cannibalism? Planting.
Okay, you cut open an apple and you throw it in front of the Guardians.
Oh, I thought they might like something to eat.
They're magic.
Magic, they're self-sustaining.
Well, I suppose so.
Okay, so...
Just trying it, a lot of magical.
What are you doing there, Laura?
Oh, I just thought they might like something to eat. I don't know whether they eat. I've never seen them before.
Oh.
They're animals.
Okay, hit me.
Surely that might be considered cannibalism.
Well, I really hadn't given it much thought.
Oh, okay.
Are they friendly, Andrew?
Hang on a second.
Okay, Andrew.
Let's get you some animal shapes. Okay, so you've got there's a dire wolf. There's one cut into the shape of a dire wolf. There's one cut into the shape of a pegasus.
That flying horse.
Into the shape of a pegasus. A winged horse. Like an Asperi.
No, a pegasus.
Well, a pegasus is a winged horse. A pegasus isn't a breed. It's a winged
No,
horse.
it's a monster.
No, it's just,
Oh.
it's just
In the book, it's a monster.
It
Okay.
is a winged horse.
a winged
Yes.
horse, basically, yeah.
There's one cut into the shape of a bison. One cut into the shape of a boar.
How's a boar?
A boar.
Boar bigger than a dire wolf.
Dire boar.
Dire boar.
Yeah, and they're all dire.
Hmm?
Dire bison or just a normal bison?
Just a normal
Diabolical.
bison.
Bison's big enough.
Yeah.
There's one cut into the shape of a dire lion. There's one cut into the shape of a small hydra. It's only got 5 heads. One cut into the shape of a griffin.
A griffin.
Pity they're into deer. We can go, oh, look, there's that deer that attacked you.
Yeah, and there's a dire deer.
A dire deer. I knew that was going to happen.
Okay, so those are the shapes. So the shapes of the creatures that have been cut out of these topiary bushes. You've got a dire wolf, a pegasus, a bison, a dire boar, a dire lion, a 5-headed hydra, a griffin, and a dire deer. Okay?
Yep.
So, where were we?
I'm asking Andrew if there is any... excuse me, Andrew, is there any equipment the gardener may have used, or are they...
He holds out this basket and he flips up the lid. He goes, well, there's a couple of pairs of shears in there. Ladders are just behind me there, and he points behind him at the wall, and there's a couple of large ladders there. Mm-hmm. And in here, there's also a bit of food here for you.
The food for them or for us?
No, for you. They don't eat.
Yeah, I kind of got that. She says, biting into the rest of the apple and thinking, well, I'm not going to waste the other half of it. I'll just eat it myself.
Okay. Well, I shall. What I'll do is I'll give them the command to obviously be good for you. give us a shout if you need anything, and when you're done, if you want to come back inside, we'll sort out payment then.
Oh, thank you. What exactly is the command? Word?
There isn't one. He's just told you he'll give them the command.
Yeah, okay.
So as you're kind of there, he turns to the and he goes, now, be good. No munching. You're getting a trim. And he pats this dire wolf on its head, and it kind of rustles at him, and he goes, okay, I shall leave you to it then. And he disappears. He goes back inside.
I'm putting my hands on my hips, and I'm going to look at Ogvar and Cuin and say, well, I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
No.
How's your hairdressing, Cuin?
Well, basically, we just used to put sort of like a bowl on your head and shave.
Oh, God.
So at this point, I'm going to assume that the dire grassy wolf thingy.
Dire wolf, yeah.
So have we got three sets of ladders, have we?
There's several ladders. There's a couple of extremely large ones. There's a couple of shorter ones. But as you're there, the dire wolf seems to be the friendliest of the bunch, and it comes over to you, Ogvar, and it just kind of it headbutts you, but it kind of gives way because it's only made out of twigs, so you kind of end up half inside the dire wolf's head.
I'll tell you
I'm
what.
sort of pat him a bit and go, oh, hello there, you little boy.
I'll tell you what.
You're a jolly green thing, aren't you?
I'll tell you what, Ogvar. Shall I tag the deer? Because as far as I know, you don't get on with them that well.
Oh, I hadn't seen that one. Oh.
It's quite a big deer. I'm just going to laugh.
You're almost as big, almost.
Almost. Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Dear.
Well, your track record. It's a good job there's not a bat. Your track record with animals is pretty awful so far, Cuin.
Yes. Well. Yes. Oh.
Just watch what you're lopping off.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going to go and have a look at the old Pegasus.
I'll go over to the deer.
Right, so you can all, apart from Ogvar, because the dire wolf likes you, you can both make me handle animal checks.
15.
Okay.
Elora's got an 8 all in.
Okay. With your 15, you approach this Pegasus, and it seems quite amenable to you. It snuffles around at you a bit. It doesn't seem overly fussed with you, but it's fairly calm. It's fairly still. With an 8, you approach this deer, and although they've been told to stay and be good, this deer gets a bit frisky, and it starts kind of running away from you and darting around, and it just clips you with one of its wooden antlers, and you take 4 points of damage.
Ow! That wasn't very nice.
You okay over there, Elora?
Yeah, obviously got the same problem with the deer that you did.
Told you they're tricky customers.
Hey, boy. Oh, you're a splendid looking thing, aren't you? Yes.
Right, I'm going to start making coaxing noises with this deer and saying, come on then.
Roll me another handle animal check.
That's an 18 all in this time.
Yeah, the deer actually approaches you this time. It's quite skittish, but it approaches you and it starts. It just stands in front of you quite still.
So have we got clippers and things?
Yeah, they're in the basket.
Yeah. Okay, right. Well, obviously I'll equip myself with a pair of these clippers and.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You can all see where these topiary gardens, they've had a bit of extra growth, and you can all see sprigs hanging out and left, right, and centre. So you can, it's fairly easy to see what you need to clip off. But you could all make me dexterity checks.
Just straight dexterity.
Yeah.
I'm a great nat 1, but I get 2. Because I get a +1 on that. But
No, you don't. It's a no one.
I'll try.
Okay.
Elora's got a 5.
18 all in for Ogvar.
Right. Ogvar, with your dire wolf, it's really quite happy to be clipped and trimmed and fussed over. So you have no issues with, getting the step ladder up and, trimming off these extra bits. And you do a really nice job. This dire wolf is looking really nice now. It's had a nice new cut, and it starts kind of frisking around you and running around.
Okay.
Elora with a 5 on the deer. This deer is frisky enough as it is, and you start clipping at it, and it's moving constantly, and, you know, you're cutting bits off, but you're not getting them quite, you're not doing a great job, basically.
She's a bit, Elora's a bit frustrated with it.
Cuin with a nat 1. My God.
Oh no. Yeah.
You start going to clip this Pegasus Topiary Guardian. You start off at the back end, and you get the clippers just a bit too close, and you clip what would be the actual body of the Pegasus on its back end. You just get your clippers in and you just clip, and it kicks you, and you take... You only take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as this Pegasus lashes out with both its back feet. However, you do get tossed backwards, and you do land on the floor in an undignified heap.
Oh, sorry there, old chap. I'm not really my forte.
Do I see this?
Well, I'm assuming you're going to hear it at least.
Oh, okay, right. Ah! You right there, Cuin?
Oh, yes. Yes. Maybe I'll try a different tack.
Perhaps we should have stayed in the tavern.
Yes. Yes, I might need another drink after this one.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Sato certainly didn't mention anything about this sort of skill set.
No, he did have a rather funny look on his face. Now I know why.
Right, okay. So you've got a fully clipped up trim direwolf who's quite happily prancing around. And you've got an unhappy Pegasus and a frisky deer. Dire deer.
Right, I want to get this deer done.
Okay, so make me another dexterity check for the deer.
Obviously.
You just wait.
Shit on it.
Oh no.
It's a nat 1 with a 3 on top. Bollocks.
Okay.
It hasn't got any left.
As you're stood on this step ladder, you're leaning over to try and get a bit on the other side of the deer, trying to clip it off. You've overbalanced on the step ladder, and you fall over its back.
Oh no.
As you fall over its back, it startles and it starts to run. Make me a dexterity reflex save.
Oh no. Reflex. That's a nat 20 with a 5.
Nice.
Oh my God. Okay.
Gone from 0 to hero.
Over. And you're kind of hanging over this deer's back. And you just dig your hands in and you grab hold of some shrubbage somewhere where the rib cage would be.
Shrubbage.
The deer is not stopping.
Way!
So you two, as you look up, you see a deer going absolutely mental. It's bucking, it's bronking, it's charging on.
Can I get my leg? Actually, can I manage to get my leg over its back and like hang on to an antler or something? I mean,
make a dexterity check for that. And you just see Elora just hanging on for grim death on the back of this deer.
That's a 10 all in.
You managed to just about get a leg over.
Well, I'm along for the ride now, aren't I?
Well, make me a handle animal check to try and stop this deer.
Right, okay. I'm doing. Whoa, steady. Handle animal. Where's it gone again? I've lost it. Yeah, got it. Oh, that's a 22 all in.
Okay, you managed to eventually get this deer to calm down and stop, but you are in absolute state. You've got twigs hanging out of your hair. There's small scratches all over your arms and face from where you've been caught by this deer as it's been rustling around. You take 3 points of damage from just general wear and tear. And yeah.
Okay, well, I've gone back and had another go.
Right, so rolled a handle animal.
It's all right, guys. I'm okay now. I got it sorted.
Well, that's nat 20. That's 21 then.
Okay, so you managed to actually get close to this Pegasus again. It's been very distrustful now because you've obviously just effectively stabbed it.
Okay.
And so you do manage to get near it. It's forgiven you. And if you want to roll me another dexterity check.
That's a 5.
You're not doing a great job. You're not doing an awful job, but you're not doing a great job. Okay. What's everyone doing?
I'm assuming the direwolf is now still just being quite happy.
Yeah, it's quite happy.
I'll take this one next, and I'll walk towards the Hydra.
He is grabbing the bull by the horns. Okay.
No, that's the bisons are somewhere else.
Roll me a handle animal check.
God.
Yeah, here we go.
Go Ogvar.
15 all in.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay. As you approach this Hydra, you've got quite a good manner to you. You've got this leafy direwolf playing around at your heels. It's quite happy to see you. The Hydra is quite amenable to you. There's one head which is kind of standoffish. It's the middle head and it's right up in the air. The other 4 have kind of come down, and if you could roll me a dexterity check.
So it will be 17 all in.
Yeah, so these 4 heads which have come down, they're quite amenable. You've clipped all round their heads and you've taken off the rough bits and you've started on the main body. This is taking you quite a while. Hydras are big creatures. This middle head is still being very standoffish though, and it's really quite high up in the air.
Just give it a bit of a rub on the mid-section of his section. Hello there. Just calm down. It's be all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that one head which is a bit standoffish. You can make me another handle animal check to see if you can get the head down.
Certainly try.
See, this is what happens, Cuin. He's a man of the wild. This is more his sort of thing, you know.
That'll be a 5 all in for that one.
Oh, spoke too soon.
Yeah, no, the other heads are quite amenable to you. I mean, there's one kind of resting on your shoulder, but this one head is just having none of it.
Now then, can one of you go up there and have a little talk to your 5th friend?
Okay. So while you're clipping this, what are you two doing? Because this will take him quite a while.
Well, I'm going to carry on trying to sort the... because it's stationary.
Yep.
But I'm trying... So
okay, roll me a dexterity check.
That's an 11.
Okay, you're kind of getting there. You've kind of got the bigger areas of its body, its hind end, its midsection, shoulders. You've got them trimmed up, but you're starting to approach its head now, and it's getting quite flighty with it. So you can roll me a handle animal to try and calm it again.
That's 20 all in.
Yeah, you calm it right down, and you're able to fully clip and trim this Pegasus, and it's actually looking not too bad. It's not as smooth as a job as Ogvar's done, but it's nowhere near a bad job. Okay, what is Elora doing? Are you still sat on this deer?
Elora's sat on this deer and she's looking at it. She's going to get off it.
Yeah.
And then she's going to narrow her eyes and look it square in the face. Right, she's coming round to the front of it. She's going to look it square in the face. And in her head, she's dreaming of those vials of alchemist fire that she's got in her backpack. But she's going to just pick up the clippers and have another go.
Roll me a dexterity check.
That's 16 all in.
Yeah, you managed to fully finish off clipping up this deer. Doesn't take you very long, but Ogvar's still clipping away at this Hydra.
I'm not taking a shine to this deer, so I'm really not going to talk to it. I'm really not bothered.
Yeah, you finished clipping the deer, and I'm assuming you've got off the deer.
Oh yeah, I got off the deer when I looked it square in the face and thinking about the alchemist fire.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so you fully clipped the deer, and I'm assuming you're just kind of like ignoring it now.
Yeah, it can go away.
Well,
Cuin?
I'm going to go... there you go, boy. You are really quite a beautiful animal. I suppose with the old Pegasus, I'll try the dire lion. I think yes, knightly, kingly beast. I'm going to walk over.
Right, roll handle animal.
That's an 11.
Yeah, it doesn't really care about you, to be honest. It's just kind of stood there, it doesn't really care.
Yeah, I'm going to try and...
Yep. Roll dexterity.
It's 13.
It takes you a while, because it doesn't seem to be very compliant. It doesn't want to move its legs so you can clip it properly. But you get it clipped, and there's not really much of an issue with it. Okay, Elora.
I'm going to step up to the dire griffin.
The griffin.
The griffin.
Right. Okay. So you step up to the griffin. Roll a handle animal.
That's a 6 all in. This is really not Elora's bag.
No, this griffin's seen the way that the deer's been done dirty. And it's really not having any of it. It turns around and it just walks away from you.
Fine, I'll let it go.
In fact, it approaches the Hydra where Ogvar is, and it just kind of sits down on its haunches, and it's just waiting. It appears to be waiting in line.
I'm just going to laugh. Elora is actually going to find that quite funny. So
Its little lion tail kind of swishing on the floor.
Fine, she'll step up and have a go at the boar. See if the boar's going to play.
So I've done the lion.
Yeah, it does take you quite a while, though.
Oh,
Okay. Meanwhile, you can roll me a handle animal check on the boar, and you can roll me another handle animal check on the Hydra.
No trouble.
9 all in for Elora.
No, you're really not doing good.
So just tell me when I can go to the...
I rolled a 5 for handle animal on the Hydra.
You're still stood there, kind of in front of it, and you've asked these other heads, and the other heads have gone up and they've tried to, like, convince the other one to come down. But you're just kind of stood there in front of this massive Hydra going, why? Why? Come down. And at this point, you're starting to think you've got no other choice but to use that really long ladder.
Yeah.
Elora's going to make a load of clanking. So she's going over to the bucket with the clippers and bits and pieces. She's going to turn the bucket upside down, empty everything out, give it a good shake so everything drops out on the lawn. She's putting the bucket on the floor and she's going to sit on the bucket and just watch the show.
Okay. Right, as you tip the stuff out onto the floor, you tip out a load of bread rolls and all the sandwiches that have been made for you.
Oh, well, that's handy, because I'm sat next to him now, so I'll just start eating them.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to start eating them.
And you also drop out a ball.
She's going to pick the ball up. Look at the ball. She's got a sandwich in one hand, and she's got a ball in the other.
You're going to bite the ball and throw the sandwich?
No. She's going to look at it. She's going to look at the ball. Thought process is really not going to take that long. She looks at the sandwich, looks at the ball, looks at Cuin and Ogvar.
I don't really know what her thought process is at this point.
And she's going to throw the ball into the mix and see what happens. Has it got a bell in it? Has the ball got a bell in it?
Yeah, the ball's got a bell in it. Right, okay, let's... Oh, Jesus. Right.
Well, I know this is metagaming, but have you noticed they're called troublemaker?
Right, have you got your minis out of you? Place your Hydra. That's going to represent your Hydra. Place your Hydra.
I'm working on it, so I'm going to be...
Yep. Cuin, you're working on the...
I'm still working on the lion.
Okay, so that's going to be your lion. If you want to... They're all in the same kind of area.
This
so
is my upturned bucket. Laura's only sitting on an upturned bucket.
Do you want to move the... There we go.
Where do you want the
So
bucket?
he's working on the lion. Place the direwolf.
Is he still by me?
Yeah. Place the Pegasus.
Where's the Pegasus?
Over by me.
Near Cuin. Somewhere near, but not right on.
Yep. The Griffin is sat by you as well.
Oh my word. A menagerie going on here.
Place the Diadeer.
That's over...
That's over towards Elora, I reckon.
So Diadeer, Griffin, Hydra, Dire, Lion.
Then you've got bison.
Bison and the Direball. Okay,
Yep.
so place the Bison and the Direball.
Has anyone had a go at the ball yet?
No one's
No.
had she's tried to have a go at the ball, but the ball's
Just walked off.
just walked off, so it's...
Well, the ball's over here then.
Did she? No, she hasn't.
No,
she
she
didn't.
didn't.
She had to go with the griffin.
Yeah, the Griffin walked over and sat by Ogvar, so I think the ball's still
The ball's probably somewhere in the middle then.
rooting around,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because yeah.
So you throw the ball. Make me a strength check.
That's a 5 all in.
So you throw this ball. It's not a very good throw. And it kind of lands in the middle of this triangle made by the Direball, the deer and the bison. As this ball lands, it makes a very loud ringing sound. The deer startles and disappears. It runs off and it's gone. This deer didn't like you anyway. It likes you even less now. As the ball lands, you've got a bit of interest from the Direball and the bison. They're both... The Direball turns around very quickly towards this sound in that kind of defensive manoeuvre. And it drops its head down, it starts snorting and pawing at the ground. The Dire Lion, which is with Cuin, it doesn't care. You're there clipping away and it's still not moving. It's like a rock at this point. The Pegasus flaps a bit and startles, turns towards it, but doesn't make any other movement. However, round by Ogvar, this ball lands and it makes a ringing sound. And the dire wolf is up for playtime. The direwolf takes off towards this ball, and as it takes off, the griffin flaps away. Make me a reflex save.
Yep, reflex save, that will be 6 plus 5, 11.
Okay, you take 1 point of slashing damage from its kind of woody twiggy wings as it flaps and startles.
Yep.
And the hydra that's in front of you rears up, and this really standoffish head comes down and attempts to attack you.
Okay.
So it's going to try and roll to hit. You are an awful person.
We threw a ball.
Yes, but, might walk with it going, here, rather than chuck it in the middle so you can see what a general melee is.
Okay. With a 14 to hit you.
The 14 hit? No.
Okay. So it comes down and it snaps and it tries to take a chunk out of you, but it just misses. And roll initiative. All of you. The direwolf's just run off straight to this ball and it's having a great time.
It'll be 12. We're all in for Ogvar.
19.
We end up destroying one of these.
Oh no, sorry, 20.
20? Okay.
Remember bucket brain over there.
17 all in from Elora.
Did she get,
What's your dexterity?
Did she get some sort of penalty for being sat on a bucket?
3.
So I have to stand up first of all. So it's going to be, and the other 4. Okay. So these are all going to go as one. They're going to go at the top of the round. Okay. So as this all kicks off, pandemonium occurs. The sorcerers cause absolute chaos once more, and the direwolf's gone running off after this ball, and this hydra has just swung down and tried to bite into Ogvar. Following this, the 4 other heads of this hydra, which quite like you, attempt to bite the middle head. It's biting itself now. And with a nat 20 it hits. So they successfully bite the middle head. And okay, so it's going to take 4d10 plus 12 damage.
How many?
All 4 heads are attacking the middle head at the same time.
It'll be a 4-headed hydra.
I'll
It'll be all right.
I can blend that back in, I reckon.
Okay. And they deal 21 points of damage to this middle head. Why are you like this?
I only threw a ball.
Okay.
I only
I
threw
was
a
not
ball.
prepared to deal with the hydra at this point. This was supposed to be nice.
No, this is making me stressful.
I would say,
I need a biscuit as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, should we offer the last one to Elora? But
No.
5 divided by 5. This may be over very quickly. Yeah, this is very... Right, these 4 middle heads, they turn around after this head swiped down to attack you, Ogvar. And they turn around and they attempt to bite middle head, and all 4 heads clash together, and this middle head just goes rolling off as a ball. They've bitten its head off.
Is the neck still left there, or is...
Neck's still left there, but the head's been... The middle head's been bitten off and it's gone rolling off. So this sequence of events, you've tossed a ball, ball's made a sound, everything's scattered or reacted in some way. Direwolf's gone chasing after it. The middle head of the hydra has swooped down because it's been standoffish anyway and it's attempted to attack Ogvar. In response to this, the other 4 heads, which actually quite like Ogvar, have then attacked the middle head and bitten the middle head off. That's it. Combat's over.
Good.
I say, what are you playing at, Elora? That's
Well, I just threw a ball. I thought that maybe they might be a bit playful, or it might just... I don't know. The ones I've got just don't want to play. They just don't want to comply.
As you're saying this, the
I only threw a ball.
The direwolf comes trotting up with the ball in its mouth, and it goes pleh and spits it out in front of you.
You see, that was what I kind of was aiming for.
Please don't throw the ball again.
Well, then why did we have a ball in the first place?
Maybe the gardener decided to have a ball that he played with a child or something, or something like that.
Well,
Maybe
don't leave it in
isn't-
the bucket and give it to us. I mean, if it was going to be something dangerous, it was going to cause a problem, it shouldn't have been in the bloody bucket, should it?
Yes, well, You all right there, Ogvar?
Well, you've caused me quite a substantial amount of work over here, Elora. Well, what am I going to do with it? I've got a four-headed hydra now. What am I going to do?
I don't know.
The head's all the way over there.
I don't know, Ogvar. Perhaps it looks better as a four-headed hydra.
Still got the neck to work with.
Look, I've got some string if you want to tie the head back on. By the time they realise that it's dropped off, they will be gone.
Well, with this sort of magical beast, you know, I think if I put the head back on, will it grow back?
Roll me a knowledge nature.
Oh, did something magic or?
Roll me a knowledge nature.
Okay.
It's a hydra.
Not 20.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. With your. Oh my god! You've caused so much havoc.
This is good.
Oh dear. Just not prepared for that.
Well, there was a ball in the bucket.
So you know that a standard Hydra heals damage. So standard Hydra has fast healing. Each round a Hydra heals damage equal to 10 plus the number of its original heads. So you know that it would heal up about 15 hit points. You wouldn't know its hit points, but it heals up about 15 hit points every round. And the other heads did 21 hit points to it. So you know that a normal Hydra would regenerate the head. However, as it's a construct rather than an actual Hydra, you're not exactly sure what might be going on, but you could hope it would eventually come back. Okay. It is a plant. Plants do grow back, so they could probably cut another head into it once it grew back.
So what else is... So the Hydra is actually done now, bar it's missing a head.
Basically, yeah.
The rest of it's looking
neat and tidy. It was just this one head you were stuck on, so technically, I mean, the issue's been resolved because it's now no longer got a head to.
What else is in this garden? Is there like any place to hide it?
The head, compost heap.
You know what? If you want to try and hide the missing head or hide the decapitated head, roll me a hide check.
Could I not turn it into something slightly smaller? Could I make a squirrel?
Okay,
I wonder if the head would still be magical. When you turn it into something else, you just end up with a different magical creature.
A dexterity check,
yep,
a knowledge nature check, and just a straight craft check. No particular one.
So, dexterity first?
Yep.
Dexterity is going to be an 8.
Okay.
And then knowledge nature?
Knowledge nature.
That's going to be a 9.
Okay.
And what was the last one?
Just a straight craft check. It's using the craft modifier.
That is an 18.
Okay. You make it's extraordinarily well made. However, its anatomy it's a good thing it's not actually going to, move. You've tried to make a squirrel, but your knowledge of squirrels has failed you, and it just looks like an abomination. It's a very well made abomination, but no, it doesn't look anything like a squirrel.
So is it now a sentient sort of?
No, it's not. It's lucky it's not sentient.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's... People tell it's a thing, or does it just look like a blob?
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
It's meant to be an animal, though.
It's got vague looking limbs.
Okay, well, I'm just going to sort of prop it in a flower bed somewhere.
That's
Okay.
very nice, Ogvar. Yes, very, very nicely crafted.
Do you like my squirrel?
Oh, it's a squirrel. Oh, okay. Yes.
What do you think it was?
I thought it was a rat. I suppose they're related in some way.
Right, well, you can live here now. And just pop in a flower bed.
Right.
Just there.
Well, have I finished with the lion now?
Yep, you finished with the lion.
I'm going to go over to the boar.
Yeah, okay, so roll me a dexterity check. Handle animal, sorry.
Oh, that's going to go well. That's that's a 5.
You take 2 points of damage as it flicks you in the face with its rather woody tail. Okay. Ogvar, you've now finished with this poor Hydra. And there is a griffin sat next to you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm debating in my head whether to enlist the services of the bucket-perched sorceress.
Who's eating all the sandwiches?
Who's eating a sandwich. And I'm just going to look over to her and shake my head and tut. And walk over to the griffin. Well, he stood by me, so give it a bit of a...
Yep,
a bit
don't
of a
need to
rustle.
handle animal, he's waiting for you patiently.
A rustle in his mane, and then...
He's made his bed. Yep, so roll me a dexterity check.
Okay. That's going to be an 8.
It takes you a bit longer with the griffin simply because it's got like wing joints and all sorts of bits to cut out properly, so it does take you a while, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to carry on with the...
Handle animal.
That's 12.
Yeah, you get nearer to it this time.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to try and...
Yep, dexterity check.
Dexterity is a 16.
Yeah, you cut that, but you've done a pretty good job on it. So you're pretty good.
Laura, you joining in? Or?
No, they don't like me, mate. It's not gone very well.
Well,
I really have had no success at all, so I'm probably better off just sat out the way, to be quite honest with you. This clearly is not my thing.
Where did that sandwich come from?
Well, it was out of the bucket, mate.
are there any left?
Yeah, there's one. You can split it.
Yeah, I see. So we've
Looks
done
like
all
it
the...
might have been in the dirt.
Oh, yes, well...
Yeah, well, they all were. I didn't realise they were in the bucket.
Right, okay, well...
We only got the bison.
Yeah, there's only the
Well,
bison.
there's only the bison left.
I'm going to sit there and cut the sandwich in half for them, seeing as I've eaten 2.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to the bison.
Yes, I think... Shall we take it, have a go together?
Yes,
Yep.
it's
Okay.
rather a large
So
thing.
you can both make me handle animal checks, and the person with the lowest score can assist.
Well, I'm 16.
My handle animal is a... on the sheet somewhere.
Elora's getting her water skin out and she's having a drink.
Mine would be 19 all in.
Okay, so with a 19 all in, Ogvar, you're right on it. I mean, these animals actually quite like you. And with 16 Cuin, you're doing a really good job of helping out, and you're holding it still and getting it to tilt its head while Ogvar's doing his thing. So you can both roll me dexterity checks.
Elora's doing a really good job because she's actually now staying out of the way.
Yeah, well, silver linings.
Dexterity 8.
All in would be 20.
Okay, so Ogvar, you've had experience doing this with the Hydra and the Griffin and all the other ones you managed to clip up nicely. So you're an old hat at this now. You're there with your shears and you're like zooming along. Yeah, you're zooming along this and you're doing a really nice clipping job. And Cuin's on the other side and he's doing some more of the delicate areas and he's being very slow and deliberate about it. But yeah, you trim up this bison and they're all looking pretty good apart from the Hydra, which is missing a head.
But we got a squirrel.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm going to offer them half a sandwich each.
Oh, thank you very
Come
much.
on, boys. Come and get this half a sandwich each.
I'm going to take it off her and just brush the dirt
Yeah,
off the top and give it a bit of a... Oh, well, may not have lost anything, but it certainly gained a bit.
Okay, and you can make me a spot check, Ogvar.
15 all in.
Okay, as you're looking, you can see that this hydra head, this middle hydra head, the actual tendrils of the plants, they're kind of moving, they're growing, and right in front of your eyes, the head grows back. And it's actually fully trimmed up, it's just new growth.
It probably done that before. Every time they have a fallout, I bet it loses a head. Someone's going to come off worse, aren't they?
Well, if I'd known that, it would have been an easy way of trimming the heads. Knock them all off.
You can see the main body of this thing, and the other heads are a dark green. And this is brand new growth, so it's lighter green.
I like your thinking.
Yeah, so the hydra's got its head back now.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
I suppose we better go and see Andrew.
Yeah, I think
Get
I'll
some
stay at the
payment.
back because this just wasn't happening for me, guys. Sorry.
As you're stood there, you feel a large nudge in the small of your back, Ogvar, and there's a jingling sound as the direwolf drops the ball right by your feet.
Are you going to throw it? Because that's what it wants.
I will pick it up and, again, just give him a bit of a rustle on the top of his
Yep.
leafy head. And I won't throw it along the garden. I will just toss it up in the air for him to catch in his mouth.
Okay,
Close
roll
range.
me a strength check.
Strength. What are we going to call that one that way? 15. 15 plus a 0. 15.
Okay, so you take a couple of steps back and you lob it upwards and you launch it in the air. And this direwolf, it properly pounces down to the play position, wiggles its butt, and it leaps up and it jumps and grabs it and it disappears off, running around the garden doing direwolf zoomies.
Ace.
Okay, so I don't know. I suppose we better get in before we end up doing this all day.
Yes, I think so.
It's taking you about 2 hours to get all of this done. It's taking you a good long time. Sorcerer hasn't helped much. But then when does the sorcerer ever help?
Well, that's a bit unfair, isn't it?
So you head back round towards the servants' entrance. You're taking the basket with you, I take it?
Yes, minus
Yep.
the ball.
Once
Yeah,
you've-
I'm just trailing. I'm trailing along. Elora's trailing along behind at the moment because she's got a bit of a grump on. It's not been the best day for her, really.
Okay. So as you go to turn around the corner to head towards the kitchens again, you actually walk straight into Andrew. He's come out to check on your progress and how you're doing. And he kind of like, ugh. Oh, hello there.
Hello.
Have you finished?
Yes. All done. To the best of our abilities.
Oh, wonderful. Let's have a look then. And he goes around the corner, he takes a look and he goes, oh, marvellous. Absolutely spiffing. Good job.
Ogvar's going to sort of just shuffle sideways to get him, like, line in between the line of sight between Andrew and the squirrel, just so he can't see it.
Okay.
Are you pleased with the work?
Yes, it's wonderful. Well, I suppose we should get you paid then.
That would be very good. Just one small note: you may need to get the ball back off the wolf.
Oh, okay. Well, should be easy enough. Okay, so he goes, oh, well, if you'll follow me, we'll head back to the kitchen and we'll get sort out a payment then.
Yeah, I'll wait for him to turn his back before I move.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll head back to the kitchen. It's nice and warm in there. Once more, there are, the women are rushing around trying to get meals ready. You can see another pig on the spit roast roasting.
Are there any apples in sight? Bearing in mind they've got pig roast or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a basket of apples on the table.
Yeah, I just take an apple as I go past.
Yeah.
Pop it in my backpack. Replace my apple.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. Done.
So he goes, oh, if you wait here, I'll just go get the payment now. And he disappears off and he goes back out the door up towards the main house. So you're left on your own, well, mostly on your own in the kitchen for a while, and you warm up, and one of the cooks comes over and she gives you a slice of apple pie which she's just baked. It's still piping hot. He goes, oh, there you are, dearie. You look a bit cold.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, marvellous.
I'm all right, thanks. I'm feeling a bit full. I've just had some sandwiches.
Yes. Yes. At least this isn't covered in dirt. But, yes.
Oh,
She's shuffled off. She's got, cooking to be done. She's got to keep the Lord fed. So Andrew...
Full-time job.
Yeah. Andrew comes back and he goes, "Oh, here we are." And he hands you a pouch filled with gold. And there's 300 gold there.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Well, I suppose that concludes the contract.
Yes, indeed.
Do we need to have blood proof of completion of him?
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, if you hand me your contract, I shall sign it."
Elora hands it over.
Okay. So he takes it and he signs it. And he drops a little bit of wax from a candle, which is on a table nearby. It's just some plain white wax. He drops a bit of it on the actual contract and he presses his signet ring onto it. And he hands it back to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Marvellous. Well, I suppose we'd better be going, and if there's nothing else.
Right, yes, let's go.
Okay.
So he escorts you out, he takes you to the gate, he unlocks the gate, lets you out and goes, "Well, thank you very much for your services. Should we ever require some help again, I'm sure that we'll post a job up in the mercenary guild, so keep an eye out." And yes, well...
Oh, yes, I'm sure we'd all like to come back and...
Elora's just stood at the back scowling.
We'd all like to come back and see the animals and Topiary again. Thank you.
Yes, well, have a good day.
Okay, goodbye.
And with that, he locks the gate and he turns away.
Thank God for that.
What's the matter?
What an afternoon. I don't want another afternoon like that.
Seems to me you had quite an easy afternoon.
Yes.
Well, there's no point picking on me. It's not my fault it didn't go right. I told you, I'm not up for gardening.
Well, no, not really, but neither am I. But at least I had a go.
Well, I had a go, but it didn't go very well, did it? Really?
Well, let's try and try again. So they say, but we got it done. That's the main thing. More money into the old coffers.
To be fair, I'm actually quite impressed you guys actually did it. But no, the animals were just no, just not for me.
At this point, you hear a voice. "Yeah, can't cut nothing, can you, Corky?"
Orland, don't you start poking your nose in there. But at least you stayed quiet. You did the right thing.
You don't hear anything from the back.
Elora's just going to sigh.
I suppose we'd better head back to the guild. Hand in our sheet.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah? You heading back to the guild?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, so you walk back to the guild. There's not really much new going on since when you left. It's all pretty much the same thing. People rushing about shop to shop. Shops are open. By the time you get back, it's about 4 o'clock. The only thing which has maybe been a bit of interest is when you went past the northern gate, the entrance, you spotted a small vendor selling some nuts, roasted nuts, and in their little cart with their roasted nuts, they had a small pseudo-dragon roasting the nuts, fresh, which you thought was quite unique.
I'm going to go over.
Okay.
I'm going to go over. Hi. How much is a bag of nuts?
2 silver.
Yeah, I'll have one of them.
Shovels the nuts into. So he taps on the side of the glass, and the pseudo dragon goes, bah! Toasts the nuts, and then he gets a scoop, pulls the shovel out, puts it in a paper bag, and hands it to you, and takes your 2 silver.
I'll just cock my head on one side and look at the pseudo dragon and say, "That's really cute."
Doesn't say anything to you. He's busy doing other things.
Yeah. I'm just going to look at the pseudo dragon, and then I'm going to walk away.
Okay.
I'd never really had an up close look at one. I knew what it was, but I hadn't had an up close look at one of those before.
Okay. Yeah. So by the time you get back to the guild, it's about 4 o'clock. What would you like to do?
Do we have to hop back for going back and some...
It's the following day. next day.
Well, we better go and, I suppose we better go and hand this completion notice in.
Yep. So I'll go up to reception.
Yep.
Seeing as I've got the bits and pieces, and I'll just. I'm assuming there's just somebody sat behind the desk.
Yeah.
So I'll just put the stuff down on the table, and I'll just say to her, "We've got this. Just come to hand it in."
Okay. She takes it, she looks at the seal on it, she goes, "Oh, yep, and your names?"
I'm Elora, Elora Greyvale. God, nearly forgot my name then. And then that's Ogvar Surefoot and Cuin the Grey.
She goes to the ledger and she went, "Oh, yep, okay, quest completed, well done."
Fabulous. Great.
So we've got some new jobs up on the board if you wanted to select another one. Feel free to do what you want.
Well, as long as it ain't gardening. I can't do with gardening. It's just not my thing, you know, it's not my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Adjust my hat a bit, scowl a bit more. Okay, we'll have a look.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn away.
She really doesn't care.
I'm going to turn around to these and say, apparently there's more jobs on the board.
Well, we'll always have a look, you know. It didn't take us overly long. If not, we don't do it today. I mean, we can't really find the black market place, until
After dark,
after dark. So, you know, we've eaten.
Okay, so we go to the board, have a look.
Okay, so you go to the board, and on the board there are these. These are the ones which stand out most to you. All the rest is just kind of, generic. I need help cleaning my drains, kind of thing.
Oh, so we've got a number of there are a number of parchment pieces again with sort of bordered and they've all got the guild symbol in the middle.
Yes.
Oh.
That's like winged creatures.
Got a lost cat, a grimalkin. Well, it's a missing grimalkin.
That one's flying creatures, 50 gold people.
That one's a 250 gold for a cat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, Ogvar not being too good with the words, he's looking just at how much the job pays. So, there's one here for 150.
Infestation of devils.
What do you make to this one, Elora? He passes it across for Elora to read.
Okay, what does it say here? Oh God, somebody can't spell. Some weird plant growing in my crops. It ate my dog. Reward, 150 gold pieces plus tomatoes. Oh, speak to Jasper Welt. Right. Oh, that's gardening again.
Yeah, but at least this time it's not trimming it, but actually
No, that's
destroying.
true. Yeah, I don't do pruning. I just don't do pruning. I'll eat prunes, but I don't do pruning. Infestation of devils. Upon visiting my elderly mother, I happened to spy several small creatures with wings, wreaking havoc in the empty property next door. Please defeat these demons before they harm my mother. Reward, 50 gold pieces. Well, what you guys got over there? What are those ones?
Well, that's the one. Yeah, that one's basically a hellhound.
Reports of a hellhound near Southern Gate. Return with head for confirmation of kill. Oh, okay. Okay. And the last one that's on the board there. Missing Grimalkin. Answers to Andromeda. Description. Blue-grey cat. Or grey-blue cat. Whichever. Andromeda has been missing for 3 days. She never leaves me for more than an hour. Speak to Angelette.
The apothecary.
Yeah, the apothecary. I'm assuming it's a different apothecary? I can't say it. One of them. I don't know, is it the same apothecary? Just looking, what was her name?
The apothecary was
I didn't think it was...
Katrina.
No.
No,
That was
Well, no,
Katrina's
that does
friend.
say Apars of Apothecary.
Yeah, it's a different one. Yeah, it's a different one. Yeah, okay, so it's a different one.
Where was the one with the hellhound? Is that Southgate?
Yeah, no, Southern Gate. Well,
You need to head out that way so we get a bit of a lay of the land. We can need to jerk tail. We'll get a bit of a...
yeah.
See what's going on down that end of the town.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. So, well, I wonder how long it takes. Well, it's going to get dark soon, isn't it? I wonder if we can track this thing down quickly and we could just dispatch that one as well.
Yeah, here we go. You know. Did it say 15 or 25?
I don't know.
Looks like 20.
It's probably written deliberately that way.
Okay, off.
Right, I'm going to take this one off the board. We've been
Hellhound
looking
one?
at the Hellhound. Reports of a Hellhandler near Southern Gate. Return with head for confirmation of kill. I'm going to hand this over at the reception desk and say, we'll take that one on, but can I just confirm whether that is actually 15 or 25 gold pieces?
25 gold pieces.
Well, we'll go and see if we can dispatch that for someone.
Okay, and that's Elora Greyvale, Ogvar Shorefoot, and Cuin.
Agreed.
Okay. And she makes a note in her ledger, writes down the number of the contract, gives it back to you.
Okay.
Right, well, happy hunting.
Right.
Okay. Onward.
And off out we go again.
Yep.
Okay. Elora alluded to the fact that foliage was not her favoured pastime, and as things turned out, her protestations and attempts at pruning proved her point. Cuin, being heavily armoured, was not as agile or adept at swinging some scissors as he was with flinging a flail, but nevertheless he eventually got to grips with the guard and guardians. Meanwhile, Ogvar, on the other hand, was overly confident, and his charges happily capitulated to his charm with the clippers. As the afternoon's proceedings headed rapidly south, Elora sourly sat and sulked with only sandwiches for company before squarely sticking a spanner in the works. With their quest completed, they headed back to the guild to prepare for the next adventure. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.